meditating in a very still mode, but my mind is just happier when I'm in motion. So you as a fitness trainer, how do you embrace motion and meditation?
I would say that it's probably my main form of meditation. For all the years I ran, that was where I found I could find that was my space and my place, and I could start feeling the calmness come inside me as I ran. So for me, running was actually my form of meditation too. It wasn't until later that I started realizing I could be in the presence right now in a variety of ways, but for me, exercise was the way I did that. And for everybody, that path is different. I would say that some of us probably want to be in a quiet space and be able to focus on, say, a candle to get into a place where we are connecting to that higher source. Or we may just want to be doing what you and I like to do, and that's to be active and alone. I would say that there is no end as to the possibilities for this process to occur. It can take any form at any time. I find myself praying when I'm lying on the floor after my run and thanking God that I had a chance to do my workout today, and thanking my legs and thanking my body for giving me another day to do what I love to do. And it's in that gratitude and that forgiveness that I find that we all end up becoming healthier. So every day, in any form, is a way to say thank you and to be grateful for where you are. And I think gratitude expressed is really the only meditation that counts. Just be grateful for where you are, and whatever form that takes, it's probably the best thing you can do for yourself.
Beautiful. So in other words, maintaining that meditative presence throughout the day, regardless of what you're doing, almost as if everything is active.
You can even do it in the car. You can do it while you're talking to your children. You can do it while you're working. You can find yourself being brought into the presence because you desire it. And as long as you desire it, it doesn't matter the activity. It doesn't matter where you are. I find myself sitting in a restaurant reading the newspaper, and I'll find that I want to say a prayer to myself of gratitude, and I'll just say it mentally to myself. And it comes at any moment, and I'll embrace those moments as they come, and I'll be thankful for them.
You know, the physiology behind being a physically fit individual and also a meditator is really interesting. Some of the research has suggested if you're meditating every morning, your immune system is enhanced. And they did a study of corporate workers where half of them meditated in the morning at the corporation facility and the other half did not. And the ones that did not meditate were much more subjected to sick days and influenza impact, and the other ones were much, much healthier. But in addition to that, they could measure by way of saliva and blood a serotonin and dopamine increase.
Wow.
Now when you add fitness to that and you have all these wonderful chemicals that you're pumping, well, talk to us about that. It sounds like you're right there. What are these chemicals that are so magical for happiness, for well-being, for physical fitness, for metabolism? Go for it, Nick.
I think that what I've learned over the years is that my body responds to my thoughts, and my thoughts set up the feelings that I have for the day. And every thought and every feeling is an activity which I consider to be a spiritual activity. So what happens is you set your body up to succeed by putting into your mind all of the things that you desire for the day. And what happens in this process is your body's physical nature actually shifts. The cells actually shift toward being happy. They have found in quantum physics that the cells of our bodies respond to our thoughts and respond to our feelings. If we're in anxiety and if we're stressed, our body responds to that particular stress by releasing cortisol. And cortisol is what they call the death hormone. It kills brain cells. It also manifests itself in the form of killing the ability of insulin to release blood sugar from the blood system and put it into the cells, which makes our systems become ineffective and can kill us, and it takes the form of diabetes. So there is actual physical manifestation of stress in our lives, and what I would like to tell people is be happy by forming thoughts in your mind every day that will bring you success, joy, and peace, and keep those thoughts manifest in front of you no matter what's happening in your life, and keep the stress levels at bay, because the stress levels that we are suffering right now will ultimately kill us. So cortisol is one of the main culprits, and insulin is affected by the release of cortisol. So yes, absolutely, this whole process of meditation and bringing the mind and body and spirit together is absolutely essential in our day and age. in order to live a happy and healthy life. So I begin every day with meditation and prayer. It's the only way to go.
Right, exactly. Crawl out of bed, do a few yoga movements, and move yourself into a state of mindfulness. Cortisol
Correct.
is also very interesting because since it is released under stress, it actually creates what you could call a carving into the brain, so that the next time you think about that moment, the moment of trauma or the events of trauma, you actually are carving deeper into the brain that event, and it's being carved by the way of cortisol. And so if you can habituate yourself that in the moment the thoughts, memories, experience of stress hit you, to move into the happiness, the gratification, the exercise, the beauty around you, laughter, humor. If you move immediately away from those traumatic thoughts, not to be avoidant, not to be repressed, again, that's my field, you are not recarving into the brain a deeper groove into the depressing, overwhelming experiences.